Welcome to the Meticulous Manicurist Nail Tutorials. I'm Lori Halloway, Master Nail Technician, Salon owner, and author of Sheer Savvy, Secrets and Strategies for Successful Salon Apprenticeships. I'm setting a new standard in nail education utilizing real life, real situations for real learning. My tutorials provide explicit instruction for a thorough understanding of theory and technique. Join me by subscribing today to learn everything you need to know to be the best.
Okay, so behind the scenes, this is like take 45. So let's see if we can get this to go. I'm not quite sure why we're having like weird issues today, but if we make this happen, we have Lori Halloway, the Meticulous Manicurist, with us today. And so let's see if we can connect in the group. So we'll see how it goes. Hi, Louise. Hi, Desiree. And Miss Lori. So, okay. Let's do this. Like take 45 is the charm, right? It was take 3, take 4, 5.
Hi.
Yes.
Yes, you can hear me? Oh my gosh.
So
I'm having the worst anxiety attack over all of this. Oh my God.
we're not supposed to have the anxiety, but oh, Lori, take just a moment, breathe. For those of you that don't know, is behind the scenes, as I was saying, like take 45 is the charm. We have been trying to connect so much. Honestly, it's been about 40 minutes that we've been trying to connect. And for some reason, we couldn't have sound, but her husband came home. She used her husband's phone. It's working. So thank you so much for troubleshooting with me, Lori, and still taking your Sunday afternoon to still go live with us. So I appreciate that
I
so
wouldn't
much. Hey, so we have a lot of people already signing on, so I want to introduce who you are. So those of you that have never met Lori Halloway,
Louise.
I don't even know what. So here's my little bit of a list. Okay, she's a nail tech. She's a salon owner. She is a mom. She is a wife. She is an author. She's an inventor. She's a YouTube star. She's a global educator and a friend. And so I don't even know what else. And then on top of that, you've been published multiple times. You've been in magazines. You've been in people's blogs. You've you've been a part of my life for pretty much my entire career, seeing you on and off. So it's a delight to finally get to meet you. So welcome, Lori, to Tech Talk Live.
Yes, I love scrolling through your page and seeing what you have going on all of the time too. I know that a lot of times it's late at night and, you know, I just like to stalk. I'm not usually one on there typing and asking lots of questions and stuff like that, but I do love to see what everybody else has going on in the world. So
Absolutely. And so how did you start as a, like, what made you become a manicurist?
well, my original path was to go to college, and I was one of those brainiac kids. I, you know, always wanted to go to college, and I did. I went, I got an associate's degree, and then I had moved to the area where I live now, and I was planning on going back to college. I was just working as a bartender, living with my roommates, and they were in college, and they had wealthier parents who had, you know, they were giving them an allowance and stuff like that to live, and I was broke. I mean, broke as broke could be, paying my own way through college. So I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and they were going to the salon and they were getting their nails done, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to get my nails done. So I just went to Sally's and bought the supplies, and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. And then before too long, my roommates were like, will you do mine? Will you do mine? And so I was doing a lot of nails and practicing. And one day I was walking through the mall, and a really stylish young lady stopped me, and she said, oh my gosh, let me see your nails. So I showed her, and she said, oh, where do you work? And I said, oh, at Weber's. She's like, Weber's? I said, yeah, I'm a bartender, you know, trying to go to college. And she's like, oh, I thought you were a nail technician. And I said, no. She said, well, you should be. You would make a lot of money if you do nails like this and you've had no formal education. And I was like, really? And so I went right home and looked up a school, found a closed school, and I was enrolled within a very short amount of time. and I still went back to college. But then one day I was standing outside of a professor's classroom, and there was this gigantic pie chart. So I had been doing nails for about 6 months at this point, and it had all of the careers listed in this pie chart. You know, it said accountant, nurse, this, that, and the other thing. And I was like, why am I still wasting my money going to college? Like, I was already making more money than that at that time. And that was, 23 years ago. So the levels of salary, I'm sure, have changed over the years and gotten bigger and better and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I've got to focus. I've got to just focus on what I'm doing. It's working. I had a great clientele. And so I stopped going to college. I never got my 4-year degree, and I've never looked back. And everything that I do now, like, I teach myself. It's not that I don't stop learning. I go and I get the books, and I learn how to do it, and I learn how to use Photoshop, and I learn how to use, all kinds of other programs to make it work. And that's what I do.
And that's what it takes to be able to stay in this industry. The longevity is that we are always having to learn and relearn, even, and sometimes going back to basics and relearning again. And so I can see that Facebook, once again, is playing trickery, and I can't see the comments on my screen. However, I have my pad here.
Oh, good.
And so lots of people are saying hello to you guys. Glad that you kicked the college to the curb, she says. So I don't know if you can read the comments.
She's been giving me words of encouragement all this morning. I told her how nervous I was.
Oh my gosh. And it's so funny. So I get really nervous. And as you can tell behind the scenes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never had this happen. I don't know how to do this.
Like, I'm hot right now. My face is all hot.
Yeah. But once we're on, we're good. And so just like in the salon, we're nervous when we meet a new client. We're nervous of what we're going to have to do. We don't know their expectations. And so just know that this is real life in every aspect of our life. We have this nervousness, and we have to know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
And so with nervousness, how did you decide to, so I'm kind of skipping over many years of your career, because you're also a salon owner and all of that as well. But one of the things that we know you the most for is called the Meticulous Manicurist, which is a YouTube channel. So how did you get over the nervousness of all of that and decide to go to the next step?
I didn't really get over the nervousness. I'm still nervous when I do it. I've always been, I told somebody this the other day in a comment, because they said that my response to someone's questions sounded like aloof or what, and I'm like, what? Like, you cannot read, into my tone of voice or anything. I'm pretty nice. I'm a pretty nice girl. So I'm never nervous. I'm always nervous. I've always been the girl who just sits in the corner, minding her own business, just sitting there doing nails. I don't like to draw attention to myself. And so when I decided that I was going to put myself out there and do this YouTube channel, at first I had my voice not in it. I just had like little words across the screen, and it developed as people started saying, hey, I don't like that. I want to hear your voice. And I was like, ugh, I don't like my voice. And they're like, whatever, get over it. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. So then I made a video, and I was like, oh my gosh, because you're terrified of what all of the people in the world are going to say to you. And then I just had to get thicker skin. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. If somebody doesn't like it, don't watch it. People would give me, well, you need to take this music out, and you need to do this, and you need to zoom in more. And I'm like, chill, because this is my first time. Like, I'm learning here, and you just learn as you go, and you never get over the nerves, I don't think.
I completely agree.
I think that's why I was so nervous about going live, is because in a video that I film, I can edit it. So if I say the wrong thing, I can delete that and then voice over to make it right. But
right, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't take, like, there's a lot of my videos that have mistakes, and they're not perfect, because For somebody to have the expectation that nails are absolutely magazine perfect on every single client, that's not real life. Everybody's heard the term salon nails compared to competition nails, and that's what I do. I do salon nails for real clients. So I'm not going to spend 2 hours filing everybody. This is a career for me. You know, I have people to get in. I do like 11 to 13 people a day. So I have to stay on schedule. If somebody comes in with 3 nail repairs, I still only have 45 minutes to do them. So I have to put your nose to the grindstone and, you know, get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know what you just said is going to bring up so many questions. So to kind of backtrack a little bit, when I decided I was going to start going live in person, my voice is really low. People are always, my entire life, leaned in. What'd you just say? What'd you say? And I feel like I always have to yell. So me being able to do live in video, the microphone is like right by me. People are like, "Oh, I just love your voice," and stuff like that. And I thought,
the nicest voice.
I thought I have a following online that isn't always like
I should
in
have
person.
Amy do my voiceovers on my videos because you're better than my voice.
It's so funny. So just know that when we go live or when we do our videos and stuff, if we don't put ourselves out there, sometimes we don't know. Our insecurity and that voice on the inside can speak louder than anything of our, you know, of our confidence, and it can break us down. And so I love that you took the path to be able to go live like that. And so for those of you who don't know, she has over 54,000 subscribers on her YouTube under the Meticulous Manicurist. And you go, when you go on your videos, they are actual services from beginning to end. So that's one thing that sets you apart from so many others, is that you are showing real life. This person walked in with this, and this is how I transform them the best. And then you do come in with some voiceover sometimes and say, well, while the client was here, this happened, because you're real on your videos. And I like that. And you put yourself out there real. So
yes. Well, I mean, the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel in the first place, so I'll just give you a little bit of backstory then. I had neck surgery 4 years ago, and I thought I was going to lose my career. And I thought, you know, I'm the sole provider. My husband works at the salon full time. So we depend on me generating income from doing my services. And if I wasn't able to do that, I'm like, oh my God, what else am I going to do? So, oh my gosh, I forgot what I was saying. And
your neck surgery, the transition of life with that.
Yeah, but why? Why was I telling you?
Oh, I love it. This is me every single day.
Are still going. Okay, so why I was going to start my YouTube channel. So I had the neck surgery, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm never able to do nails again, like I've got to get better and use my remaining time, because I have degenerative disc disease and I have psoriatic arthritis. So my bones are like, you're not going to be able to depend on us forever. Well, so I'm trying to think, how many more years am I going to have to be able to do this? And how can I share the knowledge that I have in my daily life with other nail technicians out there who are thinking about doing nails, who are trying to get started and build up a clientele? So I thought, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. If I get better and I'm able to work again, I'm going to share everything I know with every nail technician in the world. Now, I didn't really think that every single country in the world was going to end up watching it, you know, because you think of this little tiny, you know, puddle. You know, I'm here in the United States, and you think, oh, the city that you live in, but it's, you know, people from all over watch it, and I'm just glad that I can let them have an insight to what I do to help them in their daily careers. And a lot of people send me messages saying, oh, you know, I became a nail tech because of you and this, and I'm like, oh wow, like that's pretty cool. Because I mean, if that girl hadn't stopped me in the mall that day and said, you should be a nail technician, I'd be an accountant right now.
Yeah.
And that's what my degree was in. So I'm like,
I love it. You almost make me want to cry. So
aw,
about 6 years ago, I got diagnosed with something that I talk about it. One of the diagnoses is POTS, but I have a heart condition, a vascular condition, ended up with a pacemaker, the whole works. And I was like you, I had to take off so much time from work. Thank goodness I had a salon full of girls that
that you
we
could
were a
depend
family.
on. Yes, yeah,
Yep. Because I had no other source of income. And so, and my husband, but we needed my income as well. And so you are right. Sometimes our illnesses make us
yeah,
think bigger.
yeah.
What can I do to recharge this? I'm not done yet. And I have a
No,
lot to say, and I
yeah.
have a lot of nerdy nail knowledge, and I want to share that. And your
You gotta
fire
get
that
tighter.
fueled for you, that's my fire. Exact same. Oh my gosh, Lori, once again, I've told you that I followed you pretty much my entire career. On and off, I'd see you in magazines and different things. And once again, you have always been that shining star for me that I'm like, oh, I just want to meet her someday. And I'm glad we
Oh,
finally get to meet.
no, yeah, we can relate. Like I over the years, I've seen your posts and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I like this girl. I like this girl.
Yeah.
Like she and I
So
have
thank
a
you.
lot in common.
Yeah. Well, little did we know that health is what's kind of pushing us out here to help other people. And so I put, a lot of times I'll see people's posts and they're like, I just felt so well today. I have fibromyalgia, I have whatever. And I know that's real. Trust me.
Yeah,
We know that's real. But get out there and still do what you're passionate about because those days that you're having a bad day and you just feel like you don't want to get up,
yeah,
get your butt up and put
and do
some
it.
face
You
stuff
have to do
on or face paint. Make yourself somebody else if you have to. Get
it.
a different mindset and get out there and do it.
Yeah, you
I,
can't
I'm not one
say I
that takes
can't do it.
excuses.
You have to do it.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
even went live, I think it was like a week ago, you did YouTube where you were actually not well and you still went on and you
oh
did your
yeah,
own
I
nails.
don't miss a day of work. Like the
Yeah.
only time I've called in sick or canceled a client is if I have a migraine, but I just got that Imitrex medicine. Hello, like why didn't I know about this for like all of these years? That stuff is like a miracle medicine. Like 15, 30 minutes later, it's gone. So I don't lose
Oh,
any more days a month to
good.
migraine. So that's really good. And then
Yeah,
if I'm vomiting, that's it. If I'm vomiting
I
or
know.
and I go to work. So and I just
Yeah,
pretend.
me too. And you know what? I've not had one client out of all these years that have seen me. They can walk in and they can tell, and they'll be like, "How are you?" And I've learned not to lie. I don't just say, "I'm good." They
Right.
can visibly
No,
see,
they
so don't lie and
yeah.
just say, "Well, yeah, today is a tough day." I have a sweatshirt that says "Nope," and those I honestly wear that on the days that because it's kind of funny, but my clients know that sweatshirt to where they're like, today's a nope day. You're getting your nails done and I'm going to do my best,
And you're gonna
but
get
today's
your own polish because I can't think straight.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
like I don't know, pick whatever
I
you
want to
want, and I'm like, I can't make those decisions today.
yeah. So we have a lot of questions that are coming up that I want to address, but one of the things that I want to showcase is that with your health, you are actually spotlighted. This is be backwards in Nails Magazine just this month. That look,
Yeah.
what? That's you. And so she is such, Lori, you're such an inspiration that even an international magazine can say, you know what, she pushed through this, and you use your health as your fuel for your fire,
Yes.
and that you're making a difference in the industry. And so I hope that anybody that's watching that keeps thinking, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can do this, my health, you know what, whether you have to make a
Mhm.
home studio, you start a YouTube channel and you're just doing it on tips, whatever it is that gets get you refueled, do it. And then take your story and submit it in. I did a live with Catherine Fleming last week, editor of Nails Magazine.
Yes. Uh,
Send
I
it to,
last year.
yes, send it to them and let them know your story. Be an inspiration to everybody else, but you have to put yourself out there first.
Yes. And so
Okay, you ready?
they said that they're gonna do another write up too when I'm ready to release my invention. And my invention is based solely on keeping nail technicians healthy longer so they can extend the longevity of their career, because I don't want nail technicians to have to go through what I've been through in my career with my health. And talking about proper body posture, like people talk about proper structure on a nail over and over and over and over and over again. That's not even the important thing for you. The proper thing is proper posture, sitting up straight, protecting your neck, protecting your lower back. I have 5 bulging discs right this second. I just had an MRI on Saturday, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to, you know, keep this from getting worse or whatever? And it's the way I sit in my pedicure chair. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta sit up. I gotta sit up. I gotta sit up. So yeah, I can't wait to. I wish I could show you right now, but I can't.
It's pending. It's patent pending, guys. And she's so close. What did you say? You have about 8 more months before?
When I submitted it, they told me that it was a 22-month wait. And then I got a letter. I don't know. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram of the letter saying that it had passed all of its first round of inspections and stuff like that. So now it's just in line waiting to get docketed. So, I mean, they could say no, but I mean, there's nothing out there on the market like this for nail technicians. So I'm pretty secure in the fact that it'll get issued. So
I love it. I love it. Love it. So I can't wait to continue on. So if that's about 8 months, that's about when we should have you back on so we can do a follow-up after it comes out, and then you can share that with the whole world. I would love to bring you back on for that.
Great. Thank you. It'll be fun.
Yay! So exciting. I don't know if you can see, but there's like hearts flying all over the place.
Yes, Stacy, I've been posting or replying to some of her posts because she just had her neck surgery too, and my heart goes out for you because I know exactly what you're going through, because nobody else's life stops except yours when you're in that situation. You know, we're sitting at home trying to heal, and we're like, oh, you know, I'm bored and nobody's coming to see me or call me. And when I was, you know, feeling sorry for myself at first, I was like, you know what? Their life didn't stop. Like, they're busy, you know, they're going to check in when they can, but I feel for you, girl. I hope you get better really fast.
Yeah. Yes. And likewise, I've been watching Stacy as well. And actually, I met Stacy because we figured out how to go live together in a workshop one day. And oh my gosh, how fun is she? And so she's been another one that I stalk her page a lot to see what she's up to. Okay. So Desiree wants to know, how did you get so fast that you can do them enough in 45 minutes? So what's a tip that you have to speed up time?
Well, I just posted a video on my YouTube channel just like last week on that. It's like one of my very latest videos, and it's what did I call it? I don't even remember what I called it. Like make more money, you know, do fills in 45 minutes, because you want to be able to get as many clients in a day as you can. And I don't use an electric file on my acrylic clients. So it's not, people think that that's the key to speed, and it is not. The key to speed is application, so you don't have to file very much at all, and making sure you have proper application so it doesn't lift. If you aren't spending your time nipping and then blending, then you have more time for going slower. A big motto of mine is, the slower you go, the faster you'll be done. Because when you try to go fast, you make too many mistakes. And then you spend your time filing and, you know, trying to adjust those things. So I'd love, if somebody was having a speed issue, I'd love to watch them so I can diagnose what they're doing. But I can tell you a couple of things. Another saying I have is, you touch it once. So you touch it once. If you take the finger and shorten the nail first, then you're also finish filing it at the end, and you're refining that free edge. You only want to do that once. So fill the nails, and then shorten, go around your cuticle, and then taper the tip. So you're only touching it once, and that saves a lot of time. And people will sit their nippers down and pick them up, and sit it down and pick it up. You have your nippers in your hand once. Go around, nip off all of the acrylic. You have your file in your hand once. Don't be sitting things down and picking them up on each finger. So sticking to a routine and doing the same thing over and over and over again is very important. So.
Yeah. And so the next question is how do you allow, for both of you, how much time do you allow for full sets, and how much time do you allow for a pedicure?
Full sets is 1 hour, and pedicure is 45 minutes. And it fills.
And do you include art?
Yes. Yeah. There's a video, I mean, simple stuff, and it's still in 45 minutes because I can't get behind, because I have clients scheduled back to back all day. So nothing elaborate. And most of my clients, I don't know if it's our age, they're not into it. So I only have a handful of people who want something on a couple of nails. I have one client who wants something on all 10 of her nails. And for her, I specially schedule 60 minutes just because I know that it's going to take me 15 minutes to do all 10 nails. But yeah, I just get it in.
Yeah. So when I had my full salon, I scheduled every service that I did in an hour. And so, except for the spa pedicures, I would do an hour and a half. I truly, truly gave my clients a good 15-minute massage on each leg, and they paid for it. They loved it. So I started like, I need to go more into the pampering side. Plus, I was kind of getting tired. But I think a way of getting saving time too as well is being organized. Yes. Keeping all the stuff at your fingertips. So you don't even have to, you could close your eyes and you can grab whatever it is that you're trying to go for. If you're fumbling through a cabinet, or you have to get up to leave to get something at every service besides gel polishes, then you need to find a way to get a duplicate to keep at your table, because that's a lot of time. And then I think another thing to shorten time is that we have to control the conversation.
I knew you were
going to say we have to quit talking and start listening. Listen to the client.
The trick. You can talk all you want as long as you don't lose eye contact with the nails, because we'll be filing, we'll be like, oh my gosh, and you pick up your file and you're like, I know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no. You have to keep working, work, and you can talk and stare at the hand at the same time. So that's, but sometimes,
so true.
If you can't control that, then trying to not talk as much helps too. I always get my clients to tell me stories. So I'm like, so tell me something good. So what are you going to do this weekend? So then they're telling me a story, so I can just listen, and then I can work.
Yeah.
So that's
I actually have a sign. Yeah, I have a sign in my salon that's for me to see, because it says, what people need is a good listening to. And it reminds me sometimes that if I'm doing too much of this because I'm excited about Tech Talk, and maybe I'm sharing that with a few clients, or I'm excited about vacation, I'm like, they love to hear everything about me, but you know what? It's about them. So I just need to shut it and listen, because I'm one that talks with my hands.
To keeping a clientele is that you have to care about them. You know, I think my clients think I'm pretty entertaining. They're like, oh, make me feel better. Tell me something that's going on. And, I will, but really they need to get something off of their chest. And that's what you now need to get down to the bottom of, is that they want to get something off of their chest and have somebody to bounce things off of and feel better about whatever situation is going on. And treating your clients like a good friend and family, that's the key to keeping them. I have clients that I've been doing for over 21 years. And, I don't even, like, I schedule 60 minutes for a full set. I don't ever do full sets hardly anymore, because there's no room on my books to take new full sets. It's just my regular clients coming in all the time. So
I actually just talked about that. I said, a lot of times when people say, how much do you put between services. And I'm like, an hour, but you have to realize that my clientele is all clients I've done, for years. And I know that they have no lifting. I know what they kind of want. And so therefore I can immediately get in. There's not a consultation to do. And so you get in there and it's always a fill. And so therefore it goes by quicker. And so
Yeah.
once you build up that clientele, in the beginning though, I can say you guys need to schedule adequate time between each client to clean up, adequate time, because if you run late and that new client doesn't know that that's not normally you, then you're going to be kind of prejudged on that. And so make sure that until you get your clientele up, that then you can start booking them back to back like that.
Yeah.
And then can we get a link to your videos? So yes, Helena, we will, when we're done, we're going to post the link to Lori's YouTube and anything else that you want to share on there. So we can link into that. And then, yes, love your knowledge and amens. Love your videos, Lori. And you gave me the inspiration to book a pedicure course, which most of your videos are like extreme pedicures. Like if you guys have never seen them, like Lori is definitely one that will be like, okay, let's tackle this.
Well, here's the thing that people don't realize. These are my regular clients. These aren't people who are like, oh, I saw this girl and she's good at doing pedicures and I have problem feet and I'm going to go in there. As people get older, their toenails change. And, if they're a smoker, their toenails are thicker. They'll get corns or, calluses on their pinky toes or something like that. But you need to know when to say, I'm not going to do this. You need to go see your podiatrist and then have them get an okay that they can continue getting their pedicures. Because I think there are a lot of people out there who aren't sure how to diagnose certain situations. Like some people think, oh, that's a callus when it's really a wart. Or they think it's a wart and it's not a wart. But nobody should ever work on feet that have a wart on them, no matter if you have gloves on or not. You shouldn't do it. The human papillomavirus is so easily spread. You don't want to take the chance of transferring that to anybody, especially yourself or them, because you massaging their foot and then massage their leg. You're like rubbing it all over.
It's so true. Another thing that I was going to touch base, we were talking about appointments. So Rhonda wants to know what happens when a client is 20 minutes late and you've already booked your other one, an hour later. So how do you handle it?
I work faster. I still take them. I'm not missing out on the income for the day, and she's going to have to wait a long time to get back in. So I'll just tell her I'm going to do it. And that's when I really pay close attention to the application. I don't know if you guys remember a long time ago, Tammy Taylor used to do a workshop about how to do nails, and you didn't really have to file. That's what I do to them. So I'll take off their polish, push back their cuticles, file everything, prep the nail, lay the acrylic really perfectly, and then I just buff.
Yep.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
And they don't get their nails shortened that day.
Yeah. So I do similar. I still take them because they're still going to pay me for that time that they were late, and they know that. And I can say that once they've been late and you take off a little portion of a service, they tend not to be late anymore because they want the full service. But I still do them. I mark off an hour and a half, but I do a lot of detailed nail art. And so I need that break in between clients more. I used to do them every hour and just really push myself. But you know what? I've done this a long time. I'm getting old. I need my time. And so I do an hour and a half. It includes their artwork. But if they're late, I take off the end of the service. So like you, I'm going to do all my steps the way that it needs to be. But they're not going to get the art, or they're not going to get a new shape today, or something. And they know. I am verbal about it, and they know. And you're kind about it. They still pay it. They still come in for their next nail appointment. It's on their end. They know. But I give them 15 minutes. If they don't call me within 15 minutes, I panic. I am like, oh my gosh, they got into a car accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
almost to the mom extreme. So I actually call them and say, did you forget about me? Or are you on your way? And they're like, I am a block away. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now get off the phone and don't talk and drive.
Exactly. And after a while, you don't get late clients anymore. Like all of my clients are early. They come 5, 10, 15 minutes early because they like to sit there and have a cup of tea and visit with the client that's right before them. And they know that as soon as I'm done, she's getting up and going over here and drying, and they're sitting down. So if you can get your clients to start coming early, then you can eliminate that whole situation too.
Yeah. You know, for years in the salon, I had that theory. I mean, and I would tell people, you know, I'm going to start at the time that I have you scheduled. I promise you that's the time I'm going to start. And I, you know, pretty close. Sometimes there's the odd things. But now I have a private salon. I don't want them early.
Oh,
Now
right.
I'm telling them, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be on time. You're going to be on time. So like you can be a couple minutes early, but I'm in a smaller studio, so I don't have anybody else for them to talk to. I go get their coffee for them, you know, but so anyways, it's been interesting how my theory has totally changed on some of that stuff.
Right. They love to come early
Okay.
and talk to Bruce. Bruce is very entertaining. I can always
So,
depend on him.
so what does he do in the salon? What's his role?
Well, we've kind of said over the years, he's the front of the house, I'm the back of the house. Like, I'm the doer, he's the manager. So he does payroll and the schedule. He's our head front desk girl. That's what we tell, you know. He's like, you know, he has like about 8 different wives, you know. We all tell him what to do all day long and stuff. And he's licensed as well. So he does help. If something happens and somebody is late, he'll take off the person who's coming in, he'll take off their polish for me. He'll soak off their gel polish. He'll get the pedicure tub ready. So if there's a hiccup in my day, he helps get it back on track. So he's really
So
helpful.
we, so that's the trick. We all need to sweet talk
You
our
need an
honey
assistant.
into, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You need an assistant.
I can tell you my honey would be like, absolutely not. You've done this for 26 years. You can figure it out. I'm not. He'll come give me a kiss and say hi to my clients. And of course they all, you know, oogle and, oh, your husband, your husband. And then he leaves as soon as he can.
That's great.
Okay. So Lori, I love the way the viewers give you a hard time about not wearing gloves. Do you feel like answering that?
Do I feel like answering it right this second? Yeah, I
No,
don't.
that's actually what her question said.
Oh, you know what? What bugs me the most is that they don't scroll through the comments and see that I have addressed it. And I've addressed it in a million different ways. But what I have to realize is that a lot of these people are, you know, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids sitting around watching YouTube all day, and they run across this, and their first inclination is to go, ooh, she's touching somebody's feet. And it's like, yeah, they're just, you know, inexperienced. Even older people who aren't in the industry, and they think, oh my gosh, how could you touch someone's feet? Well, what a silly question. Like, I'm a nail technician. And I know there's nail technicians who don't like to do feet either. And if you don't like to do feet, you shouldn't do feet, because clients know you don't want to be touching their feet.
Yeah.
You're not going to give them a good service. So unless you want to try to get better at handling that situation, then I think if somebody's like, I don't want to be touching her feet, so I'm going to put on some gloves and do this service, because they know that it's not about germs. Because if you are sanitizing and washing your hands, and you're sanitizing and washing their feet, and you're following your state board's rules and regulations, you do not have to wear gloves. And I'm not going to wear gloves. I'm never going to wear gloves. I had to wear gloves. I nicked someone's cuticle a couple of weeks ago, and I uploaded it on YouTube. This is what you do if you nick somebody's skin, because that happens. Life isn't perfect. Even though you have lots of experience, and this is what you do. And I had one lady who came in, she had a toenail removed, and it had been, you know, maybe a couple of weeks or whatever, but I was like, no, That to me says bloodborne pathogens. And she was going out of town, and I was upset with her. I didn't want to do it, and she like was like, please, please, please. And I'm like, okay. And I did it, and then of course I soaked everything an hour afterwards, and made sure that there was no chance of cross contamination for a client or anything. But that's the only time I consider putting on gloves.
No.
But
and we have to follow our gut feeling on that. And consult, even so, like in what we said earlier, is that most of your clients are continuous clients. And so therefore they know what your expectations are, and people are going to try to push that. Follow your gut feeling. Even if it's somebody, if you don't want to do the service, do not do the service, so that way you don't have that guilt of like, what if,
Right. And if people want to wear gloves, wear gloves. I'm not telling you not to wear gloves, but I don't like it when people have a different expectation of somebody else than, or hold them to a different standard than they hold themselves to. I think that we should all appreciate each of our individual choices. And as long as you're within the state board rules and regulations, there's flexibility. I mean, in my videos, I can show you, this is how I do it. Try it if you want to try it. This is what works for me. But telling me that this isn't the way that you do it isn't going to get me to change the way I do it. So just take what you want away from the way that I teach things. And, but I'm not, saying, I'm right about everything. It's just my way. This is just how I do things. And it works. And my clients like it, and everybody's happy, and I never have problems. So people should just learn from that.
And the whole key thing there is follow, if you're in the United States, follow the regulations that you're supposed to follow. And for us, we don't have to wear gloves as long as we're taking all the other precautions. But in some other countries, they have to. And I respect that, just like I respect they have to, yes.
Right.
So
it doesn't bother me if people do wear them.
Yeah. I can say I've tried it, and because I don't have to, I didn't like it at all. So then I'm like, nope, not doing that.
And my clients don't like it. They're like, ew, that feels weird. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's, you can't feel that.
The touch.
It's just different.
It's the true touch of it, though, still, too. Yeah. Okay. So Kim says, Lori, I'm looking at a really good pedi system for dry, cracked heels. Can you please help? I'm looking into Footlogix. What do you think about that system?
I like Footlogix. It just depends on. It's just a personal preference. I just got a line from the Netherlands. I became one of the first distributors in the United States for Imperial Feet, and they have only just one product for cracked heels, and it's called Fisher Cream. And you retail that to your clients. And if anybody is interested in that, I'm a distributor, so you can buy that from me, and then you retail that to your clients. You use that on your clients, and you retail that to your clients. But Footlogix has a lot of great products too. So you should get a trial kit, call them asking for a trial kit, and use it. Because I used this line for about 3 months before I decided, you know what, I like this. I like this a lot. Because a lot of companies promise things, and then you start to use them, and you're like, it's not really doing it for me. So I like it. It did what it said it was going to do.
Yeah, I say the rule of 3. I think that you need to get a trial kit from 3 different companies, and you need to try them. And sometimes you have to hold more than one line. Maybe one is really good for a certain type of, foot kind of care system, and one's really good for another. And so the rule of 3, try 3, and you can call the companies directly or find a distributor, and then you can usually get some products at a discount. And then what's nice is you get connected with the company, and then they have educators, or they have people that are willing to troubleshoot with you. And so therefore you're not just getting like our opinions of what we have, but you're getting the facts, and then you can create your own opinion from there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to decide. I want to switch gel polish lines. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's too many choices. I can't decide. And, I put a question online the other day about, what do you think about Madam Glam? Because they sent me some colors, but there was only like one color that I liked that somebody wanted. The other was like blue and yellow, and I'm like, well, yeah, University of Michigan is here. I can make some U of M nails, but I'm not going to use those right now. So I only used it once, but I like the bottle. I like the consistency and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, so one of these days I got to pull the trigger and buy another line.
Yeah.
I just can't.
You know what I know. You know what I do when I need to decide on a gel polish? So it's hard because there's so many colors. So I always order their white because one, I can see, is the white going to be opaque? So is it like most colors where you're going to have to put on multiple colors? Is this a one coat polish? Is this a two? Does it shrink? Does it discolor? Because they're white. Every brand company has a white. And for me, that's my universal one to try out is always white. So I end up with so much white.
That's smart.
Yeah. Because look how much money we can spend on everything. Yeah. So I have to laugh. Julia says you can't pick your nose with your toes. So I have a story. So I have a friend of mine. I cannot say her name, and I know that she won't even ever see this live because she's not a tech. But one day I was doing her pedicure, and I'm like, you need to quit picking at your toes. Like, my gosh, no wonder they're always ingrown. They're so short. And she goes, Amy, I don't pick them. I chew them. And I go, no way. I go, you have to prove this. So no joke, she shows me how she sits on the floor, Indian leg style, puts her foot up, and that she chews her toenails. From then on, I was like, seriously, I almost said her name. You need to stop this. Do you know, like, have you ever heard of hand, foot, and mouth? Maybe this is how it started.
That's where it comes from.
And so no joke, I had a client. So you never know. Julia, they might pick their nose. I don't want to know, but you never know.
Oh, that's so funny.
I should do a post talking about like the funniest stories that people have had in the salon. So with that being said, do you have something that pops to the top of your mind that is always something funny that you just still am wowed by?
From a client story?
Yeah. Or it could be from your own.
There's so many. We laugh all day. That's why I have so many wrinkles. It's because we laugh all day long. I did put a few little stories on, so it's cosmetology, or no, that's my book site. The Meticulous Manicurist.com. I have a blog, and that's where I have some funny client stories on there. I can't think of one off the top of my head, though.
Yeah.
There's
oh
too
my
many.
gosh.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's touch base again. So you're an author on top of everything else that you do. What made you decide that you wanted to write a book on kind of the how-to?
Well, way back when I opened my salon, we started doing apprenticeship programs. So people get licensed in the salon. So on and off over the years, I become licensed as a school of cosmetology. And when I started the program, I looked online and there was nowhere for information, no help, no guidance, nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, I would finish an apprenticeship program, and then the next time I would start another one, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so tedious. Like this is, I should make a manual. So I started keeping notes. So each time I started a program, I would keep notes of what I did, and I had developed spreadsheets and a contract, and just wrote down, this is how you stay organized. This is for the apprentice. This is for you. This is their responsibilities. This is your responsibilities. People are like, well, do you charge them? Do you not charge them? So I just kept track of all of that, and then I compiled it into a book. And the book is called Sheer Savvy, Secrets and Strategies for Successful Salon Apprenticeships. Way too long of a title, but I didn't know how to shorten it. So I was like, whatever. So this is what it looks like. It's called
Beautiful.
Yeah. And with the hardcover, you get a disc, and then you download all of the schedules and the spreadsheets onto your computer, so you can just print them, and it's easy. And then I just tell you how to organize everything, and all of the steps are in there. And then there's also an electronic version. So that I email it to you, and then you just download it. I got low power mode. Oops. And you just download it, and then everything goes onto your computer for there. But
Yeah.
there's been questions for people who are like, well, how do you, as a nail technician, I want to be able to do waxing. Well, you're not licensed to do waxing. Some countries you are. They have different requirements or whatever. But if you work in a salon and you want to be able to offer more services, and you have a salon owner who's willing to do an apprenticeship program for you, and you live in a state that offers apprenticeship programs, you could be able to get her to do an apprenticeship program for you, so you can become a licensed cosmetologist as well. When I became a salon owner, I started as a nail technician, and then I became a licensed cosmetologist because I wanted to be able to be a really good salon owner and know what all of the hairstylists and the estheticians and the massage therapists, what they needed. And that's how that started.
So we'll also include the link on how to get your book, because there's a lot of people that are saying, I want that book. I want that book. It's interesting. So I can say, for those of you that are new in the industry, if you started kind of journaling things that worked and things that didn't work, it's amazing how quickly that you could also have your own book. Like, so I started really, really writing in detail about overhead costs, product costs, and table costs. And it was interesting how, like you, it ended up creating a very detailed spreadsheet that was a go-to. Yes. And so I teach workshops on how to do that, but it's 4 days, intense lives workshop that it takes years to be able to know what your true costs are, because every time you change product, you don't know how often you go through a product. So if you start labeling this stuff when you get it, let's see if I can find one here. I haven't been labeling.
Great idea.
Yes. Well, I don't have one, but every time I use the product, I would put a line on it. And every time I bought in bulk, I put the date that I bought it, how much I bought it for, so I could kind of relate that. And then every time I filled it up, I would write the dates. So I got to know exactly what my costs were versus what the company's website told me, because I found out there was a big difference.
Right.
Yeah. And so start journaling like that. And like what you've done, you were able to turn that into a book. Like, oh, you're inspiring me. Maybe I should write a book.
Yes.
I don't need any more jobs.
On the business end of the nail technician industry, that's a very good, you should. Because instead of doing all of your live workshops and stuff, you could put that into even an electronic version and be able to sell that. Because a lot of people just like to read the information, and then you can have a spreadsheet where they can insert all of their own totals and their own product names and all of that stuff. Yeah.
I can tell you, yesterday, Julia Snell, who is on here, messaged me, and she's like, in a brief thing, she was like, girl, you need to do some DVDs. And she asked why I wasn't on YouTube. And I said, I am on YouTube, and I was trying to use it for just tech talk so that people could see them. However, I decided I wasn't going to do my tutorials on there because I didn't want to post to everybody. I only wanted to post to licensed techs. And that's why I do them only in this group. So that's why you're not going to find me anywhere. It's not that I don't want to grow there. I don't want to go there. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So my goodness, did we miss over some more? Yes, we will post the link to the book. Louise would like to buy one.
Well, I'll go in and put the link when we're finished with the video, and so you guys can go to the website. It's cosmetologyapprenticeship.com is the website for the book, but I'll put all of the links in the comments when we're done.
And write a book. So we're caught up. I don't think we've missed any other questions on there, and we've been live for over an hour. I think from the time that we connected. So I apologize. I usually keep track of there, but I'm so in tune to you. I love everything that you have to say.
Yeah.
Me too. Which is why we have to limit this with our clients, because this is also our job and this is our income. Right. And so back to the whole, we have to zip it sometimes. Well, Lori, my goodness, thank you so much for troubleshooting with me this morning on even trying to get on. I'm glad that we were.
Finally worked.
Yes. And so then thanks again for spending extra time with us as well.
My
We'll include your YouTube links, your book links. Um, I think those are the two that we need to do. And so let's see. Let's share a fun, because I posted yesterday about fun facts, and oh my gosh, is that post like lit up with
really
truly some fun facts about people. Yeah. So what is something about you that nobody else would really know that's a fun fact?
um let's see. I crochet.
I was just gonna say that. I was going through your YouTube this morning just to kind of, remember and touch base. And you have one on there about
Yeah,
how to do a crochet. And I was going to say, I know one about you that you have not talked about,
yeah,
crocheting.
yeah.
Yeah. Is that
And then
relaxing for you?
I let's see what else. Um, I have 6 school records in track, but that was when I was a kid. So people
I
are like,
love
yeah, um, yeah. Those are some silly things.
I love it. That's so fun.
If
I
you guys want
posted
to know
on there.
anything, if you have personal questions, I'm happy to answer personal questions too. I have nothing to hide. So
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
yeah,
That's why we put
my
ourselves out there
motto
live.
on my YouTube channel: real life, real situations, real learning. Because you never know what people are going to take away from it. So it's good to know all of those little details.
It is. And thank you for going live and putting yourself out there to
Oh,
teach
you're
the
welcome.
rest of us
Thank
these
you
little
for
details.
having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Yay.
to everybody
So,
for your questions too.
yeah. And so likewise, if you're watching this on replay, it tags both of us. So if there's any questions that come up, we'll still continue to answer them. So never worry about that. And then, so coming up on Tech Talk on Monday, so just tomorrow, and it's 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so you might need to look at your time. But Greg Salo with Young Nails is coming on, and he's going to be my special guest for tomorrow. So I'm
Okay.
super excited about that as well.
I can't wait. I'll have to see that one on replay, but I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, so I've been trying to do these at the convenience of the special guests, but I do find that Sundays are the best days. And then the replay just goes nuts on Sundays. And then it's like when we get into our work week, everything that we did over the weekend just kind of falls through and we're refocused. So
Right.
I
Right.
like that we can do the replays. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
then I'm going to take a few days off. So I've been doing like 2 tech talks a week. So then the next Monday I come on. So I'm going to take a week off, not of
Yeah,
Tech
you're
Talk
gonna
Worldwide,
do
just
that.
Tech Talk. And I have Joe, the nail nanny, on. And so, and if you guys have never met Joe, she she is a hoot. So you guys are in for some fun. And you can always find where we advertise our Tech Talk live events in the events section of our group. And so you can always click on there going, and then it will give you a reminder before the event, no matter what time zone you're in, it will send you a
Yeah.
reminder that it's coming up. And so keep a watch. And if there's anybody that you want to see on Tech Talk Live, just like Laura, you were tagged. People wanted to
Oh,
see you. They
really?
kept tagging you with me, and I'm like, she's already coming.
Yay.
And so if there's somebody you want to see, I can say that I'm booked out with Tech Talks into May. So, and
Oh,
that's one and
great
two
job.
a week.
Well,
Yeah,
I
so it's
really
been a lot of
appreciate
fun.
you doing these because um, I learned so much from watching all of them from tons of people. We're never done learning. You never know everything. There's things that you don't even know yet. So it's always
Yeah.
good to watch all of these. So
Yeah. So, like what you said earlier, it's amazing that it's become international and that we can share with each other all around the world. But the reason why I created Tech Talk was to actually get with the industry leaders and get more of facts rather than just YouTube opinions of,
right,
people. I wanted facts from the source, and then
right.
not just people that have been in the industry like you and I for many years, but even newbies. What are the new struggles that we can even help with? Or
Yeah,
they teach me more the technology side of it. And so we can truly help each other with every step of the way. And it's free.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well,
Well,
Lori,
thank
thank
you
you
so
again.
much.
And thank your husband for not only helping you in the salon, but for allowing you to use his phone so that we could do this live today.
Thank goodness. I will. I will. All right. You have a great rest of your day, and I'll
Yeah, you
talk to
too.
you online.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right. Bye.
I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to visit my channel. I hope you've chosen to subscribe. Here are some other great videos for you to check out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.